BYDFi is a crypto exchange on desktop and mobile where you can spot trade, futures trade, use leverage tokens, and copy the trades of top traders. If you sign up with the link in the description, you get a free $100 when you deposit $100. There's hundreds of crypto available on their spot exchange, as well as a free test account so you can practice futures trading without getting wrecked. BYDFi. Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at well, the state of the weekend then, a bit of a rundown on Bitcoin. So a tiny bit of bearish divergence on this 4-hourly, 2 drives only. That's no big deal. To be honest, we could easily push up to the holy grail just below $32,000 before a pullback. Now the golden cross took place down here, so we're looking for a pullback into the golden cross on a 4-hourly for any major longs. If you're looking to do that sort of thing, just make sure you have extremely decent risk management. All right, it's just risk management for longs or shorts. Just risk management. It's going to be volatile at the moment. There does appear to be a turnaround in this market, and with that, it's going to be liquidation of late longs and and probably shorts getting wrecked for people who might want to try and short this area, because there's no guarantee that this is going to be a rejection. We're just assuming it is because it's such a major pivotal area on its own chart. Longer term, as in like over the next few weeks throughout the summer, though, so far so bloody good. I have to say that this 28,500 area is probably the area where I'm most keen to try and take any kind of leverage positions if we get down there. The 10 exponential is now crossing down below there, and we are brewing, if not confirmed. Yep, it's confirmed. It'll be confirmed tonight. A pump signal on this daily chart. So cheeky span out the price action, fresh conversion baseline cross here, obviously price action above the cloud, and this portion over here is flickering green. So we're looking for today's closure for that confirmation of a pump signal, and then you choose your most appropriate support zone. Now, obviously the money flow index is quite high, sitting here at 84, can obviously go a lot higher. Historically, when you're outside of the comfort zone, as I like to call it, is where you kind of don't really want to be taking positions. If anything, you wait for a pullback and then a reset of this money flow index. Obviously, we can see that it does go higher than this. It's been higher than this in the past, but this is like Binance's history, and I'm not going to sit here and count them all, but for the most part, this is quite high. So we don't really want to be looking for any sort of major positions at this exact level. You'd look for a position at a pullback, maybe a short consolidation, and then up and away. And if you missed the long, you missed the long. You can take these things on 4 hours, obviously, if you really wanted to, short-term time frame stuff. So again, you're highlighting down here the relevance of the 28,500 with the 50 exponential now crossing above that level. That could be considered a golden cross retest if we pull back into it, even though it's not the 200 exponential. So it's a bullish chart. It's definitely a bullish chart, but just be prepared for the pullback first before taking on any other new positions. Now, this video really, other than just a quick rundown on Bitcoin's exact moment in time, I've recognized in that dinosaur coins, as you want to call them, or the old school top cap coins, have actually seen some serious moves in comparison to some of the old, like the newer coins, the cool ones, man, the cool ones. Yeah, you're never going to get rich buying an old coin. No, but you can trade them, can't you? So, like, we looked at this like a few weeks ago and recognized that there was a buy zone. It was an accumulation zone, but the chart didn't look particularly friendly, I have to say. We've basically been sideways and sideways and sideways since basically May of 22. And this is similar to Chainlink as well. There's quite a few like this, but this was like a very large accumulation zone. And then I kind of looked at the chart yesterday because I couldn't believe what I was looking at. Bitcoin Cash rallying to the max. A couple of weeks ago, or maybe just a week ago, on the Patreon live stream, we were looking at these coins, looking at the halvings and things, because Bitcoin Cash has a halving in about a year. Litecoin's got a halving in probably only a couple of weeks. You normally expect some kind of rally into the halving, you're pricing it in like a year in advance, and then maybe this is what we're starting to see now for Bitcoin Cash. Also, we've got the all the institutional, the potential institutional money flowing into crypto now. Looks like the SEC might have been, doing some backhanded deals or something. Oh, we're going to move the price down as best we can, and you guys can buy it up as much as you can. To be honest, when you stand back and think about it, when the rest of the world's adopting crypto and trying to facilitate its use, and America say that they don't want to do it, I don't really believe that. I don't believe it at all. It looks like these old dinosaur coins are moving. On a technical basis, you could look at this now and go, well, that was an accumulation zone to which we have now broken out. You wouldn't want to take a position in it right now. We've pushed a major resistance from this breakdown zone. But it's interesting to recognize that, because this is what happened in the last bull market. 2019, we don't have history for it here, but you'll just have to take my word for it. 2019, Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin led the charge at the beginning of the bull run, outperforming Bitcoin almost the entire time. Until we reached the peak, and then they basically didn't catch a break for a long time after that. I'm looking at the same sort of rinse and repeat thing taking place now. Here's Ethereum Classic having a very serious run from its low to its high. Almost, what is it? Getting close to, an 80% move in less than 2 weeks. Chainlink is one of the still low priced coins, considering its accumulation zone. Every week, twice a week on the Patreon live stream for what feels like an eternity, I always highlight this as something that should be bought for a long-term position. Chainlink is definitely going to reclaim its previous all-time high. From an investment perspective, this is a decent thing to be buying. Each one of these levels represents like a buy zone, and this is where you'd stop accumulating it. So anything from 940 all the way down to where we basically plummeted to about 480 is worthy of buying. And the end result would be something like this at some point down the line, a big breakout of the accumulation zone, and then it'll start to hopefully trend if the market favors it. So yeah, Chainlink's still pretty low, but Dinosaur coin all the same. Not very popular in the eyes of the Gen Zs, but it doesn't really matter. We're talking about rinse and repeat market cycles, and if there's something that Chainlink has above all others, is that it actually is an old enough chart to recognize that it can move significantly. And also, it can outperform Bitcoin and all the other altcoins in a different way. It's got its own cycle. I think the cycle will likely peak before all the others, so you can then take profit on Chainlink and then allocate it to other coins which haven't yet moved. And we're talking like a year to 2 years down the line, perhaps. Similar to XRP in a way. Litecoin actually on the daily here avoided a death cross, and so as far as its own chart is concerned right now, it's actually looking relatively good. Holding above this level or anywhere above these moving averages, talking $85, $86, pretty sweet stuff. And considering the halving is literally just around the corner, there is evidence enough to say that Litecoin's going to have one big last rally, and you don't want to be holding it a second after that halving. Ideally, you want to get it sold before the halving, because halvings do dump, right? And I'm surprised that Litecoin hasn't rallied harder and faster than it has, considering the fact that the halving was is going to be one of the first halvings of this bull cycle. And finally, we're just going to have a look at BSV. I know people don't really like this. I highlighted this on one of the streams I did like a week or two ago about one of the coins that I'm accumulating down at the lower zones. I call it a shit coin, basically, which it basically is. But when it was reaching into the lower 20s, I thought, look, it's got to be bought. This has reached prices in the past of several $100s, so it seemed like an okay place to basically buy some low, and I was surprised to see it move up so fast. It's already at a resistance at the moment, so on the short-term time frames, that's probably enough for it now. I can't imagine it really going up much higher than it is already. 92 on the daily money flow index. So it's just worth recognizing that these old school dinosaur coins, the top cap coins, are moving. The only one that's not moving so far is Ethereum, but the chart is actually okay. It's actually a decent looking chart on a daily. Down into a 200 simple moving average, bounce above that with a V-shaped recovery. So kind of what you'd expect to see, really, or that's the best thing you would ever want to get, a position down at this golden cross retest on exponentials. Now, we were looking at this on the stream last night, and we're thinking about this as being an instigator for continuation for altcoin moves with or without Bitcoin. The key really for me is going to be when it actually breaks its $2,000 zone. So that's like a big zone that has been stuck within for this whole year, right? We have had a little sort of move above it ever so slightly. It came back down. Once you start closing above $2,000, there's going to be some serious stuff take place. We are in the midst of the beginnings of a pump signal generating. Now, with the clouds sitting around here at 1941, you're not going to get a pump signal until the Chiku span and the price action close above there. So we'll safely say that you'd look for a pump signal with closures above 2,000, and a pump signal above 2,000 for Ethereum is likely to take us up to our next major level of resistance. We're talking $2,400 and maybe a little higher than that. So that's a decent decent move for Ethereum, considering the size of its market cap, and it'll definitely influence the total market cap, excluding Bitcoin, which, looking at this on a 4-hourly, is not all that bad. So we broke above a 200 simple moving average, exponential moving average, retest of that, a retest again. We don't have golden cross, we do have a pump signal, and this is probably, not to do with Ethereum, but a lot of the other alts, including the top cap alts, have moved this chart. So it's not a massive move, it's not a huge, like massively exciting move. It's a very early baby step moves for what is likely to give altcoins a run with or without Bitcoin. We're not talking rotations, although that could still happen. We're talking moves on their own, with real money, not Bitcoin money. So again, not too much higher for the total 2 here before we start to get excited. Closures above 571 billion in market cap would take us above the 200 exponential. While being below there, expect nothing but rejection, but closures above there will be excellent. And you know who's going to help with that? Ethereum. So long story short, if we want continuation for altcoins, if we want some serious altcoin gains, all eyes on Ethereum, and Ethereum has to close above that 2000. 2000 with a pump signal, take the total 2 above the 570 billion, and look for a base to be built above there. It was way too early to consider any kind of itchy signal on the total market cap too. But you could also think about this as a accumulation period for altcoins in general. We've got an area of around 52-53% to accumulate altcoins in, and then it will likely end up with another big massive move somewhere along down the lines in the next few years. So again, you look at these charts and you look at things like this and you think, oh, I wish I'd have bought here. And if some people bought up here and goes, oh, I should never have bought here. Some people look at this and I should have bought here. Some people bought here, blah 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 blah. But the end goal is something like this, and that will take place again. Obviously it's going to happen again. And so look, the thing I always say to people: if you're not comfortable trading, if you're not able to trade, if you can't get your head around trading, and investing is that's your strategy, which is a perfectly decent strategy. Anyway, dollar cost averaging into the alts that you want is the best scenario. So whether just accept it. No, you're not going to get the bottom and you will not sell the top. But what we're looking to do is look at this chart and go, well, actually, this is a reasonable place, generally speaking, to think about buying. Whether you're shaving off 5% of your paycheck or you're redeploying 5-10% of your tether with every incremental drop down, this is an alright place to do that for. And you remember, your goal is not tomorrow or next week or the week after that. Your goal is going to be when you have a rinse and repeat blow off top of a market cycle. This one is relatively it's pointing to roughly ends of 2025. Could be sooner, could be later, but generally speaking, you'll be looking for your gains to be realized around that time. So that is the way that most people should try and play crypto. When people ask what it is I do for a living, I begrudgingly tell them, I'm talking like parents in the school queue and stuff, and I'm picking my kids up and that. I tell them, and then they start to get excited, and I say, look, because they all want to do it, and I'm like, oh god, it's a lot of responsibility here. Because these are like the parents of my mates, of my kids' mates, and I always say to them, look, okay, if you want to do this, right, first, you've just got to screw your head on, all right? I'm not asking you to learn anything, but you're going to have to trust in this very basic principle, which is that there is a cycle that completes within a 4-year period, and that is the best model that we've got right now. And with that in mind, if you're buying anything now, I know you're going to look at your portfolio balance. I know you're going to keep doing that. Be prepared for it to go down 50%, but be also remind yourself that it's likely to go up over time if you've bought the right things, which I will help you with. And they do it. They buy it and they look at it 16,000 times a day, obviously. But the main thing is to focus on it's going to go up. It's going to go down. It's going to go sideways within a very large range, but there will come a point where it basically goes up massively, and that's what we're looking at now. And it's it's worth remembering that this is how bull markets look. They look sideways. This is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is effectively sideways, and I think the sideways portion of Bitcoin is going to be between 20 and 40,000. It's going to stay within that range probably within another year or more. Altcoins are going to have a larger range, and they're going to have moments where they're up massively and then down back to where you bought it from, and then below that again. But the Dinosaur coins launching at this portion of the market makes me look at this as an exact carbon copy of the previous bull market beginnings, where that's what happened. That's what happened. Altcoins are certainly not dead, and they might appear dead. That's usually the best time to buy them. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with you there. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.